All right, so you're prepping for a leisure attendant interview, and you want to make sure you absolutely crush it. We've got a ton of resources from RoleCatcher to help you stand out, from all the other candidates.
Sure.
Career guides, interview guides, and even some AI tools to really help you refine how you approach this whole thing.
Yeah.
Think of this deep dive as your secret weapon to not just get the job, but to really excel in this role.
Absolutely. And it's all about understanding the broader landscape. And that's really where these RoleCatcher insights are so valuable.
Yeah.
They give you a real advantage.
Okay, so before we get into those interview questions, let's kind of set the stage here.
Yeah.
What exactly does a leisure attendant do?
Right.
I mean, we know it's about leisure.
Yeah.
But what does that actually look like day to day?
That's a great place to start.
Yeah.
So according to RoleCatcher's career guide, a leisure attendant is, they're more than just a friendly face.
Right.
They're really the backbone of creating a positive and engaging environment.
Yeah.
Making sure customers are happy and that everything's running smoothly and safely. They're like the ambassadors of a, healthy lifestyle.
Okay. So they're setting the vibe, making sure things run smoothly, keeping everyone safe. Sounds like a pretty important role.
Absolutely. And here's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Did you know that the recruitment process itself is changing, like, rapidly?
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're seeing more and more automation with AI playing a bigger role in how candidates are screened.
Wait, so robots are judging our resumes now?
Well,
It's kind of scary.
it can be, but RoleCatcher's AI tools are actually designed to work for you, not against you. So imagine having an AI that can analyze those job descriptions,
Right.
highlight those keywords that really matter, and even suggest ways to tailor your resume so it's like a perfect match for what employers are looking for.
So it's like having a secret decoder ring for those, sometimes cryptic job postings.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it gets even better. RoleCatcher's AI can also analyze your interview answers.
Wow.
And give you targeted feedback based on the specific job you're going for.
Wow.
It's like having a personal interview coach, like, right in your pocket.
Okay, that's impressive. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty here.
Yeah.
What are some of the tough questions they might throw at us?
Right.
And how can we use these RoleCatcher insights to come up with some really strong answers?
That is a great question.
Yeah.
A classic one you'll probably encounter is describe your experience working in a customer-facing role.
Okay.
Now, this is your chance to shine,
Correct.
to really showcase your ability to create positive interactions and to go that extra mile. Think about specific examples where maybe you exceeded expectations or you resolved a tricky situation or, you really made a customer's day.
So it's not just about listing your past jobs.
Right.
It's about demonstrating those core customer service skills in action.
Precisely. And be prepared for a follow-up question. Like,
Right.
Tell me about a time you had to deal with a difficult customer.
Oh.
What was your approach?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
This is where you can really highlight your conflict resolution skills and your ability to stay calm and professional under pressure.
Right, because let's be honest, not every customer interaction is going to be, smooth sailing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, another question that often comes up is, how do you ensure the safety of customers in the leisure facility? Safety is paramount in this role.
Right.
So you need to demonstrate that you're proactive and vigilant.
So we're talking about more than just knowing where the emergency exits are.
Definitely mention things like, regular equipment inspections, your familiarity with emergency procedures, and even how you would educate customers on safety protocols.
Right.
It's about showing them that you take safety seriously and that you're always thinking, one step ahead.
I can see how they might follow up with what's the most important safety consideration in your opinion and why?
Okay.
That really digs into your understanding of the unique risks and challenges that come up, within a leisure facility.
Absolutely. It's about showing them that you're not just reciting, a script.
Yeah.
But that you've actually thought deeply about safety and how to create a secure environment.
Okay, let's tackle another one.
Right.
How about this? How do you handle customer complaints or concerns?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Handling complaints effectively is such a critical skill for any leisure attendant. It's all about active listening, empathy, and a genuine desire to find solutions that benefit both the customer and the facility.
So it's more than just saying, I'm sorry.
Definitely. You need to outline your approach,
Right.
highlight your problem-solving steps,
Uh-huh.
and your commitment to finding a resolution that really gets to the root of the concern.
And I bet they would love to hear a real-life example of how you've successfully, navigated a tricky complaint in the past.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Be prepared to share a specific story that really demonstrates your ability to stay calm, listen attentively,
Yeah.
and work towards that positive outcome.
Okay, this is all great stuff. We're getting a real sense of the types of questions they might ask and how to approach them strategically.
For sure.
But before we dive into more questions, I'm curious about the career path itself.
Yeah.
What are the growth possibilities for someone starting out as a leisure attendant? Where can this role lead?
Well, that's where RoleCatcher's career guide really comes in handy.
Okay.
They've mapped out that typical career progression, outlining, potential pathways and the skills you'll need to sort of level up in your career.
Okay, so starting as a leisure attendant is really just the beginning. So where could this role potentially lead?
From there, you could progress to a senior leisure attendant,
Okay.
taking on more responsibility. Yeah.
Maybe even mentoring newer team members. And then with experience and perhaps some additional certifications, you could move into a supervisory role.
Okay.
Overseeing the daily operations and ensuring that everything's running smoothly.
So there's a clear path for growth within the facility itself. But what about beyond that?
RoleCatcher actually highlights some pretty exciting opportunities to move into those management positions like a leisure manager or even a leisure operations director. And these roles involve strategic planning, budget management, leading teams to achieve the facility's goals.
Wow, that's quite a leap from, handing out towels and making sure everyone's following safety guidelines.
It is.
Yeah.
But it shows the potential for a really fulfilling and diverse career within the leisure industry.
Right.
And for those with a real passion for the field.
Yeah.
There's even the possibility of reaching that top spot, leisure director.
That's inspiring to hear.
It shows that starting in this entry-level role doesn't limit your options at all.
For sure.
But let's get back to the interview itself.
Okay.
We've talked about customer service and safety. But what about other skills that they might be looking for?
Another question you might encounter is,
Right.
How do you promote the leisure facility to potential customers?
Okay.
And this is where you can demonstrate your understanding of things like marketing and outreach and even social media engagement.
So they're looking for someone who can be an advocate for the facility.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just someone who works there.
Right. They want to see your enthusiasm and your ability to attract those new members and really create a buzz around the facility.
This is where those creative marketing ideas come into play. I bet they love to hear fresh perspectives on how to use social media and other channels to reach those potential customers.
Absolutely. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about teamwork.
Okay.
Interviewers almost always want to assess your ability to collaborate effectively. They might ask something like, describe a time when you had to work as part of a team to achieve a goal.
Right, because even though we picture a leisure attendant interacting with individuals, it's still a team environment.
Absolutely it is.
Yeah.
So choose an example that really showcases your ability to communicate effectively, contribute your unique skills, and support your colleagues.
Yeah.
Highlight a situation where you played a key role in a team's success and emphasize those collaborative aspects.
And it's not about taking all the credit.
Right.
It's about showing how you work together.
Exactly.
To overcome challenges and achieve that common goal.
Now, another question that often comes up is, how do you keep up to date with the latest leisure industry trends and developments?
That's a good one.
This industry is constantly evolving.
It is.
So they want to see that you're passionate about learning and, staying ahead of the curve.
So it's not enough to just know the basics.
Yeah.
They're looking for someone who's engaged with the wider fitness world.
Right. Mention resources you use to stay informed, like industry publications or online forums, fitness conferences. You can even mention social media accounts of influential fitness professionals. Highlight any professional development you've pursued, like, workshops or additional certifications.
Speaking of certifications, those can really boost your credibility.
Absolutely.
And make you stand out from other candidates.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide really emphasizes the value of certifications like
Okay.
first aid, CPR, fitness instruction, even lifeguarding.
Oh, wow.
These not only enhance your skills,
Right.
but also demonstrate a commitment to professional growth and safety awareness.
I could see how those certifications would be particularly relevant to the role of a leisure attendant.
They are, and bringing them up during the interview shows initiative and a genuine interest in providing that high level of service and expertise.
Right.
Now, many leisure facilities offer programs for children.
So be prepared to answer a question like, describe your experience working with children in a leisure facility.
Okay.
This one requires a special kind of patience and energy.
Absolutely. If you have experience working with children in any capacity, be sure to highlight it.
Okay.
Talk about your ability to create a fun and safe environment, engage with kids of different ages, and enforce rules while maintaining a positive atmosphere.
Even if I don't have direct experience working in a leisure facility with children, I can draw on experiences from other areas, right?
Definitely any experience working with children, whether it's coaching, tutoring, babysitting,
Right.
even just helping out with younger siblings can be valuable.
Yeah.
The key is to showcase your understanding of child development safety protocols and your ability to create a positive and engaging experience for kids.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, I imagine handling money is a regular part of a leisure attendant's responsibilities.
It can be, especially if you're processing memberships, selling merchandise, or handling payments for classes or facility rentals.
Right.
So be prepared to answer a question like, describe your approach to handling cash and other forms of payment in the leisure facility.
Accuracy and honesty are key here, right?
Absolutely. Highlight your experience with cash handling procedures, point of sale systems, or any relevant training you've received.
Okay.
Emphasize your attention to detail your ability to follow procedures meticulously,
Right.
and your commitment to maintaining accurate records.
And if I have any experience working in retail or other environments where cash handling was a primary responsibility, that's definitely worth mentioning.
It is. It shows you're comfortable with those financial transactions.
Yeah.
And you understand the importance of security and accountability.
Okay. One last question before we move on.
Right.
We've talked about a lot of different aspects of this role. But one thing that stands out to me is the potential for stress. Leisure facilities can get pretty busy, especially during those peak hours.
For sure.
How do we address that in the interview?
They might ask something like, how do you handle stressful situations in the leisure facility?
Okay.
This is where you can demonstrate your ability to stay calm under pressure,
Right.
prioritize tasks effectively, and maintain a positive and solution-oriented mindset.
So it's about showcasing those inner Zen master skills.
Exactly. I think about specific examples where you successfully navigated a stressful situation.
Okay.
Whether it was dealing with a sudden influx of customers,
Yeah.
resolving a conflict between members, or handling a facility emergency.
And it's not just about staying calm on the inside.
Right.
It's also about projecting that sense of composure and control to everyone around you.
That's a great point. They want to see that you can remain professional, provide excellent service,
Right.
and maintain a positive atmosphere even when things get a little hectic.
All right, this is all fantastic advice. I feel much more prepared to tackle those interview questions with confidence.
Good.
But before we wrap up, can we circle back to those AI tools that you mentioned earlier?
Absolutely.
I'm still curious about how RoleCatcher can help me fine-tune my answers and really make them stand out.
Let's dive into how RoleCatcher's AI can be your secret weapon for interview success.
Okay.
So imagine this. You've got access to a library of over 120,000 practice interview questions,
No.
all carefully categorized by career and skill.
It's a lot of questions.
It is, but here's where the AI magic comes in.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's platform allows you to practice answering these questions, and its AI engine analyzes your responses and provides you with personalized feedback based on the specific job you're applying for.
Wow.
It's like having a team of interview experts right there in your corner, guiding you every step of the way.
So it's not just generic feedback.
Right.
It's tailored to the nuances of the leisure attendant role
Exactly.
and what those specific employers might be looking for.
The AI identifies keywords, it assesses your content,
Wow.
and even analyzes your delivery, offering suggestions for improvement.
So it's like having a personal interview coach. but without the hefty price tag.
And it gets even better.
Oh, wow.
They even have a video practice feature.
Oh, cool.
Where you can record yourself answering questions and get AI-powered feedback on your nonverbal communication.
Wow.
Things like your eye contact, your facial expressions, body language, all those subtle cues.
Right.
That can make a big difference in how you come across.
Wait, so I can practice my answers and get feedback on how I'm presenting myself, not just what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's amazing.
It helps you identify any nervous habits or areas where you can project more confidence and authenticity.
RoleCatcher has really thought of everything to help candidates prepare. Starting to think I could even handle a surprise interview now.
That's the confidence we like to see.
Yeah.
But before you get too carried away, let's dive into some final tips for making a lasting impression during that interview.
Okay.
Remember, preparation is key. And with the right tools and insights, you've got this.
Okay. I'm eager to hear those final tips.
Yeah.
What else can we do to ensure we're presenting our best selves and leaving a positive impression on that interviewer?
Yeah, well, first, remember to research the specific leisure facility you're interviewing for.
Okay.
Take some time to familiarize yourself with their programs, their services, maybe even their company culture if you can find information online.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It shows them you're genuinely interested in their facility.
Exactly.
Not just any leisure attendant job.
Right.
It's like going the extra mile to show you care.
It demonstrates initiative and a desire to be a good fit for their team.
Yeah.
And speaking of showing you're engaged,
Okay.
prepare some thoughtful questions to ask the interviewer.
Ah, yes. Do you have any questions for me? Moments. I always feel like I stumble on that part.
It's a good opportunity, though.
Yeah.
It's your chance to kind of turn the tables a bit.
Right.
And show them that you're curious and thinking critically.
Okay, what kind of questions should we be asking?
Think about what you genuinely want to know about the role, the facility, the team. Ask about their experiences, their challenges, or even their vision for the future.
Okay.
You can also use this as an opportunity to clarify anything that maybe wasn't covered during the interview.
So it's not just about asking questions for the sake of asking questions.
Right.
It's about showing them that we're engaged and we're thinking ahead.
Exactly. And of course, remember those basics.
Okay.
Dress professionally, arrive on time.
Right.
First impressions matter a lot, especially in a customer-facing role like this.
Right. Even if the facility itself has a more casual atmosphere, it's best to err on the side of professionalism for the interview.
Definitely. And finally, don't underestimate the power of a thank you note after the interview.
I know this is classic advice, but does it really make a difference these days?
It's a gesture of courtesy and professionalism that shows you value their time. It also gives you another chance to reiterate your interest in the position and highlight your qualifications.
Okay.
You can even mention something specific that you discussed during the interview to show you were paying attention.
So a quick email or even a handwritten note can leave a lasting impression.
Exactly. It's those small touches that can sometimes make all the difference.
Okay, we've covered so much in this deep dive.
We have.
It's been like a crash course in leisure attendant interview prep.
We've explored the role itself, delved into those tricky interview questions,
Right.
and even uncovered how AI can be a game changer in tailoring your approach.
But before we wrap things up, I have one final thought to leave our listener with.
Okay.
With technology becoming more and more integrated into the fitness industry, from workout apps to virtual classes, how do you see the role of the leisure attendant evolving in the future?
That's a great question. It'll be interesting to see how this role adapts alongside these technological advancements.
Right.
I think the human element will become even more important.
Okay.
Leisure attendants will be the ones providing that personal touch, that sense of community and guidance.
Yeah.
In a world that can sometimes feel very digital and impersonal.
That's a really interesting perspective. It's not about being replaced by technology.
Right.
It's about finding ways to work alongside it. And enhance the human experience.
Exactly. And for someone starting out as a leisure attendant, it's exciting to think about how they might shape the future of this evolving field.
So as our listener heads into their interview, they can go in with confidence, knowing not only how to answer those tough questions,
right,
but also how this role fits into the bigger picture of the leisure industry.
And remember, RoleCatcher is there to support you every step of the way, from crafting the perfect resume to mastering those interview skills.
Good luck, you've got this.
Yeah. So first, remember to research the specific leisure facility you're interviewing for.
Okay.
Take some time to familiarize yourself with their programs, their services, maybe even their company culture if you can find information online.
That makes sense. It shows them that you're genuinely interested in their facility.
Right.
Not just any, leisure attendant job.
Right.
Like you went the extra mile.
Exactly. It demonstrates initiative and a desire to be a good fit, for their team.
To their team, yeah. Okay.
And speaking of showing you're engaged,
Okay.
prepare some thoughtful questions to ask the interviewer.
Yes, the "do you have any questions for me" moment.
Right.
Yeah, I always feel like I stumble on that part.
Well, it's a good opportunity, though.
It is.
It's your chance to kind of turn the tables a bit and show them you're curious and that you're thinking critically.
Okay. What kind of questions should we be asking?
Think about what you genuinely want to know about the role, the facility, the team. Ask about their experiences, their challenges, or even their vision for the future.
Okay.
You can also use this as an opportunity to clarify anything that maybe wasn't covered during the interview.
So it's not just about asking questions for the sake of asking questions. It's about showing them that we're engaged and we're thinking ahead.
Exactly. And of course, remember those basics. Dress professionally, arrive on time.
Right.
First impressions matter a lot, especially, in a customer-facing role like this.
Right. Even if the facility itself has a more casual atmosphere, it's best to err on the side of professionalism for the interview.
Definitely. And finally, don't underestimate the power of a thank you note after the interview.
I know this is classic advice, but does it really make a difference these days?
It can. It's a gesture of courtesy and professionalism that shows you value their time. It also gives you another chance to reiterate your interest in the position and highlight your qualifications. You can even mention something specific that you discussed during the interview to show you were paying attention.
So a quick email or even handwritten note can leave a lasting impression.
Exactly. It's those small touches that can sometimes make all the difference.
They can. Okay, so we've covered a lot in this deep dive. It's been really informative.
We have.
It's like a crash course in leisure attendant interview prep.
We've explored the role itself. We talked about some tricky interview questions. And we even uncovered how AI can be a game changer when it comes to tailoring your approach and your answers.
Absolutely. And as always, big thanks to RoleCatcher for providing all these amazing resources.
They've got everything you need.
They really do.
From creating that standout resume to acing those interview questions.
So to our listeners out there getting ready for that big interview, remember, you've got this.
You do.
Go in there with confidence, show them what you've got, and good luck.
Good luck.